Some people have estimated the crowds at 2,000, but that was the Obama guy. I think it's probably closer to 165, which is the restaurant's estimate, so that's wonderful. Thank you all for being here. The reason we're here today is to honor Abraham Lincoln, the first Republican president, and give you a chance to kind of grip and grin with some of the candidates. I've got a few business things I want to go over, a few opportunities for you. Let me see here. First of all, thank you. Cody's didn't have to do this. They've opened this restaurant just for us to do this event. We really owe them, and they gave us a great price for what they're doing and the use of their facility. We owe them a big round of applause. Several people put this together. Among them, chief among them was Jensina, Chris, Carla, Margaret Willoughby, and the entire Jim Country crowd. Thank you for organizing, selling tickets, and just generally keeping me straight on most of this stuff. So thank you.
This afternoon, I want to talk to you about something that's very close to my heart. And that is why Abraham Lincoln matters to me, and hopefully to all of you. As you know, I'm not the real Abe Lincoln. You laugh about that, but I was in a school recently in Florida, and I tipped my hat to the little girl as she walked down the hallway toward me, and I said, "Good morning, miss." She stopped, looked up at me, and said, "I thought you were dead." So I have to clarify that for some, especially the young. But this afternoon, I want to talk to you seriously about a man that I respect very much, Abraham Lincoln. And it was my 7-year-old daughter who discovered the Lincoln look in me, and I'll not take time for that this afternoon, but that was 35 years ago. And so for 35 years, I've been representing this great American. Why Abraham Lincoln still matters to me. The magazine article immediately captured my total attention. I read, and these are quotes, "Lincoln's political resume was meager, his learning derided, and his election considered a stroke of luck. And yet the prairie lawyer from Springfield would emerge the undisputed captain of his distinguished cabinet, earning the respect of colleagues who originally disdained him, and became, as Whitman wrote, the grandest figure yet on all the crowded canvas of the 19th century." End of quote. Following Abraham Lincoln's assassination, our nation grieved deeply. We also began to deify our fallen hero and leader. Glorious and often untrue stories began to be circulated. No, young Abe Lincoln did not chop down a cherry tree. Nor did he survive 2 weeks following the firing of the pistol bullet into the left side of his head just behind his ear. He died the next morning, April 15, at 7:22 a.m. But he did walk several miles to repay a lady the few pennies he had overcharged her for the tea she had bought in the store where he worked in New Salem. And he did work for a man several days to pay for a book he had borrowed to read. You see, after he had read the book by candlelight and placed it between the logs for the night, it rained during the night and soaked the book. Yet he pulled corn for 3 days to pay Mr. Crawford for the soaked book. But being the man he was, he dried the book out in the sun. It became his, and he read it. It was The Life of Washington by Parson Weems. Many of the stories told about Abraham Lincoln are true enough. The name Honest Abe is indeed true, and he earned it by the way he treated people. According to Kenneth W. Osbeck, Julia Ward Howe, who lived 1819 to 1910, was deeply anguished at the conflict between the two sections of her country. One day as she watched troops marching off to sing to the singing of John Brown's body lies a molten in the grave, an old Appalachian cat-eating song. She felt the music deserved better words, and without knowing what she was doing, she wrote the verses as they came to her, almost without looking at the paper. They first appeared in the 1862 issue of Atlantic Monthly as a battle song for the Republic. And almost overnight, the entire nation was singing the battle hymn of the Republic. And not just the troops were singing. At one patriotic rally attended by Lincoln, the song was sung as a solo. And after the loud and enthusiastic applause, the president, with tears in his eyes, said, "Sing it again, sing it again." And it was. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is tramping out the vintage where the grapes of wrath were stored. He has loosed the faithful lightning of his terrible quick sword. His truth is marching on. Join me. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Sing it. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. Thank you. Thank you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
And thank you. It just goes to show you, America does generate leadership. We can do this again. And you have that opportunity in November. Thank you, Chet, so much. Excellent job, excellent job. Where's the barrel with the tickets? Give him a big round of applause. He works for Salad and Applause. Thank you. First of all, this concludes the formal portion of this, with the exception of collecting your donations. So please do leave a tip before you leave, because you know that was not included. Be gracious with your tip. Be gracious with your donations. We'll take them at the door. We'll take them as you walk by us. You do not have to leave. But that concludes the formal part of it. Enjoy the fellowship, meet as many of these candidates as you can, and come to the convention and hear them speak on the 20th of March. Thank you.